Welcome to Applecheek Farm, and I'm John Clark, and we are doing This Week on the Farm, and this is our first in the series. And what we're going to do is talk about what's happening on the farm each week so that you folks out there can get an idea of what happens on a diversified farm. We have a couple new folks working on the farm this year, and we had our first full team meeting this week. Getting ready for spring, and we'll probably have one of these meetings every week. This year we have Nathan Winters and Mitch Hunt, Tanya West, Stephen Purdy, Rocio Clark, myself John Clark, and my father John Clark. And that looks like that'll be our core team, and we did a lot of planning on what needed to be done over the next couple weeks. This week we're working on finalizing the sale of our development rights to the Vermont Land Trust. This is to keep our land in conservation and preserve our forest and agricultural land with the land trust. This protects the land for future generations to keep it in agriculture and forestry. I ordered our piglets. We're going to raise pork this year, and I sent deposits on the piglets, and so hopefully our first pigs will be arriving next week. Also ordered our poultry for the summer season. We ordered ducks, broilers, guineas, and turkeys, and I also coordinated with a local portable slaughter facility for the slaughter of the animals. We have a unique situation here in Vermont with a state-inspected slaughter unit, and so all of our birds, for the first time ever, will be state-inspected. And so that's pretty exciting for us because it means we can get poultry into other markets that we did not have access to before, such as co-ops or health food stores and things like that. As part of getting ready for the summer, we're getting our poultry buildings ready. The biggest project this week is the Eggmobile, and Mitch is building a brand new Eggmobile for this year. It will be on a wagon base, and we're pretty excited to have that project started. And the Eggmobile will be basically a portable unit that is used to basically mostly follow the larger livestock, the cows, and they are allowed out onto the pasture each day. They spread out the cow pats, eat the fly larvae. They also destroy a lot of the parasites that would bother the cows, and they make a really nice partnership with the cattle. They also are an excellent source of nitrogen for the soil, and so moving them along every couple days or every day helps spread the nitrogen around on the fields and helps also in the soil building. And on top of that, you get the most nutrient-dense egg that you can find, and it's the best tasting egg you can find. So that's how they're incorporated into the system. So Stephen's project of the week is getting prepared to plant sunflower seeds, which is something we've never done before, but we thought it would be a good project to look into raising oil seeds that we can press and produce oil for ourselves, for human consumption, as well as feed for the turkeys. It's kind of an experiment. We're also considering this as a future biodiesel or alternative fuel source for the tractors. But this year we're just going to press oil for ourselves and produce feed for the turkeys, and so we're pretty excited about that, and Stephen's working on getting set up for that. Nathan's project of the week is working on a new website, and so he's the kind of the webmaster, and he's developing a new website. Pretty exciting, and I think it'll be a really awesome website, and so that's his project, and he's hoping to have that complete next week. This week we had one farmers market, the Montpelier Farmers Market, and Rocio and Nathan took that task on, and they had a reasonably good market and made some good connections there for possible future CSA members and customers. We had the milk tested. We test each cow for production, as well as butter fat, protein, somatic cell count, milk urea nitrogen, milk solids, and this basically just gives us a picture. We do this once a month to see how each cow is performing, and also to red flag any cow that's having a problem or anything like that. So we like to do this on a monthly basis. This week we shaved hooves, and basically that's just like trimming your toenails. The cow's toes tend to keep growing during the winter, and we trim their hooves basically just to keep the cow's feet healthy and keep them from getting too long or cracking, or just to keep the cow's feet. That's one of the weak links on a cow, and make sure that keep those feet healthy. We also finished up sugaring. We had our last boil, and we boiled in the rest of what we had for sap, and we're getting ready to close down, and we're hoping this next week we can clean up, as well as do a little home brewing with the remaining sap that's in the arch. We spread manure on the fields, which is one of the earliest, probably the earliest we've ever been able to spread manure on the fields. First week in April, but it's dry and it's amazing. There's no snow on the fields, no wet spots. So we spread raw manure, which is basically spread thinly over the fields. It gives a hydroponic kind of feeding to the grass. It gives it a boost. And we also have last year's compost ready to go, and we'll be spreading that hopefully starting this next week on the fields. And that's more of a soil stabilizer and more of a long-term nutrient builder in the soils. So Thursday this last week, I delivered our CSA shares to Burlington. That's community supported agriculture, and we have folks that pick up shares once a month. We have various locations. This week I did Burlington delivery, and basically that's a selection of meats packaged up and ready for them once a month. And while I was down in Burlington, I also stopped in Williston and picked up meat to restock our freezers from a warehouse that we use there to store meat. We did some mortality composting this week. Those were incorporated into a specific pile of compost that the animals are composted into, and we call it mortality composting. And that basically breaks the animal down back into the soil, back into a soil type form. And that was accomplished this week. Not a fun job, but somebody's got to do it. We also started planning the gardens for this season, looking over seed inventory, what we needed for seeds, what we needed to do to get the beds ready, what we were going to plant, and so we're getting ready for the next season of gardening. This week was Easter, so we took the middle of the day off on Sunday and had a nice family Easter dinner, and the nuclear family got together, as well as Nathan and Charlene, who does our egg washing here, came over, and my grandmothers, and we had a wonderful Easter dinner, including one of our ducks and a friend of ours that raises lambs. We had a leg of lamb, and that was our featured meats of the meal, as well as some wild raspberry pie to finish it off.